and the kid comes up big, and maybe, just maybe, cemented his spot here, and we don't have to. Yesterday, there were some who were alarmed by Craig Breslow on this show yesterday, sounding very, very willing to send Marcelo Mayer back to
Craig.
Worcester. So I hope that is not the case.
Does he need to further prove himself through this series?
No, I don't.
To Craig Breslow.
I mean, the issue is all about Bregman coming back and just the embarrassment of riches that you have on this baseball team. So,
like you said, move Mayer to second base.
Why not?
He's
Then
a
you
great
get him-
infielder. We know he could play third. We know he could play short. So he can easily probably play second as well. So move him to second base, and then you don't have to worry about anything. And then, like Scheim said, figure out what you're going to do with Hamilton, and there's no issues.
well, they sent Hamilton down last night. We've been
All right.
talking
They
about that all morning.
There you go.
But I just am. I said this at the start of the show, and I fear that the way this team is playing may make those guys feel like they don't have to do anything come trade deadline time, and that would disappoint me. So
I think if they continue this way, they've earned a little reward. The position that I start from is that you sold so big moving Devers' contract and getting that money back that you already did a huge sell way before the trade deadline. So you're already operating in the position where you did a huge sell. You told everybody it was financial flexibility. Now you have to make good on that a little bit if the team continues to win. I understand what you're saying, that they could say, everything's so perfect right now. Look how well we're winning in so many different ways. It's not just the bats are super high.
Yeah, I mean,
we have a comeback win last night.
Yes.
But you have to reward it a little bit. You can't pretend like there aren't still some areas of need, especially with the pitching.
But that's a comeback win against a good baseball team, and you swept teams that are not great. However, both of those teams, Nationals and Rockies, hadn't been swept in quite some time. Like, you're winning baseball games, and Courtney used it. Wiggy uses the word vibe. Like, I don't necessarily love that word because I don't know.
When you see Jaron Duran celebrating, Greg, that indicates to be a real good vibe.
Yes.
Also,
but there is something to that whole thing.
But not to Craig Breslow. Craig Breslow is the guy who puts things into simulations and sees what it spits out. I do think that's a big part of his process. I'm not saying that I don't like that approach, but I don't think that he cares as much about the vibe of the clubhouse versus let me plug in the simulation and all the different ways that this could win or not win. And that matters more to him.
Right. So he's going to be willing to F with it, if you will, when it comes to somebody like Jaron Duran. Because... and if you're going to go get, we were talking about it yesterday, and everybody talks about Joe Ryan and whether you can shake Joe Ryan loose from the Twins, you're going to have to part with
something
with Jaron Duran, but probably more than Jaron Duran if you're going to do that.
Well, see, the interesting part here, Greg and Mego, is where they are right now. So let's say they split this series. Very good going into the All-Star break. We talk about the trade deadline. The most intriguing and interesting part is going to be the 9 games after the All-Star break. You got 3 against the Cubs, 3 against the Phillies, 3 against the Dodgers. If you can come away with a very good record in that stretch, you are now in a position where you have, I don't think anybody's going to dispute and go, oh, this team is a legit contender. Yeah. You need to do something.
Curtis may not come back from Hawaii if that's the situation.
I mean, think about that. If you go 6-3 in that 9-game stretch,
6-3, that would be that would be
5-4.
Well, 6-3 would be undeniable.
Right. That's
It
my
would
point.
be malpractice.
Okay, so you want to say 5-4?
Yeah, okay.
A game
5-4.
above 500 against those 3 teams. I think there's no question that, and that'll be before the deadline, that they have to sit there and go, yes, we need to add because this team that we have is a legitimate contender if you can compete. And I don't think anybody. And what can the fans say? Well, you just maybe a split with the Rays, and then you just went a game above 500 against, arguably three of the best teams in the National League.
Yeah. Well, you're in a good spot right now to at least split this series. Like, you should do that. And honestly, if we're sitting here Monday morning and you win this series and then it's All-Star break, I think you have to. Like, you've got to do what it takes to add another arm to the team. Like, it's your obligation.
Isn't it as simple as, like, you are in a playoff position?
Yep.
You're in a playoff position. You need to help the team. You need to get to the playoffs this season. You need to get to the postseason.
Right.
It's been so long, and you've asked the fans to wait for so long. So if you're sitting at the trade deadline and you're in a playoff position, you should add to the team. To me, it's that simple.
Right.
People talk about, are they going to be over 500? Who's going to be this guy? Is it going to have to take Jared? I don't care. Like,
Right.
add a pitcher if you're if you're in playoff position.
I don't know. I don't know what this 617 texter is talking about. The hesitation to make a trade has nothing to do with money at the deadline. Nobody said it did. It's prospects. Again, it's all talk radio narrative from people who don't know the game. Nobody has said at any point that it's that has anything to do with money.
Money is always a consideration. If you're trading for a guy and you want future control of him, yeah, you're going to look at what the contract's going to be, and you have money to play with.
You're not getting Joe Ryan for prospects unless you consider Roman Anthony or Marcelo Mayer to be prospects. You're not doing that.
Well, see, I'm under the impression, or I'm under the expectation that they're going to make a big move at the trade deadline, and they're going to go out and get a legitimate number 2 starter. Like that's based on the way that they've been playing, and if they continue to play this way. And then I talk about when you look at those 3 series that you got coming out after the All-Star break, you do well in those. Like, my thing is, it's a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer that they make a move and go get somebody.
You would think. This is Charlie from Boston. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, guys. Wiggy, great point so far. These next, 3 series are super important. The scary part about it is the Dodgers are last, and the last game is on the 27th. Mm-hmm. So, they're going to be playing this crazy game of chicken, this next month. It's going to be pretty crazy to watch. So, but I don't know if they're going to make a big splash.
Like, the Dodgers just lost. They were on a 6-game lose streak.
Yeah, they got swept by the Brewers just now.
So I'm not.
Right.
I'm not terrified of the Dodgers at this point.
No.
I just no.
Ralphie.
I just you look at the value piece being Jarren Duran. Really, it's not Wilyer Abreu. They're going to have to part with him if they want to get something of significance, and they may look at that as a complete chemistry derailment or something like that.
Well, the big question is, does the celebration leave if Duran leaves?